Bren Chong Cup is back with an incomparable prize pool of $40,000 and open to everyone. The competition will be divided into 4 regions: North America, Asia, Latin America and Europe, and also in 4 stages. The second will be the regional group stage. Starting on January 9, the 16 players from each region coming from the qualifiers will advance to the group stage, where they will test their potential against 16 players from the Clash Royale Elite. These 32 players from each region will be divided into 4 groups of 8, and in a round-robin format, they will fight to advance to Phase 3. The regional finals will take place from January 28 to 31 and will feature the 16 best classified from each continent. A single elimination bracket will determine the 3 representatives of each region. We will have a world final of the Bren Chong Cup for the first time, where it will be decided who is the best player on the planet. We will have live streamings in many languages: English, Chinese, Japanese, Portuguese, German. In short, that all of you will be able to follow the action. To follow all what happens in the competition, keep an eye on the Revel IMAR social networks and the Upgrade application. Thank Bren Chong for sponsoring this competition and making this event possible. Bren Chong Cup 2. Get ready for the show.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the show? I bet you are. Hello, welcome. I'm Rich Slaton, caster for Clash Royale League, here with you for the entirety of the Bren Chong Cup 2. Today is day 6 in the North American region. That makes it day 14 of this tournament so far, and just the group stage. Don't even talk about all the open qualifiers, and we are in for another good one. 4 more players will join the 4 we already had from yesterday, and moving on to the North American regional finals, where the top 3 there will win a piece of the prize pool and move on to our world finals in February. If you're just joining us for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, all that stuff. Let me adjust my mic so I get right there in the mix. And if you're here returning to the show, welcome back, and I hope you're ready for a good one today. We're going to get to some of the other stuff in terms of like upgrade, the schedule for today, all those things very soon. Let me go ahead and take a look at the chat for a moment. Let's see, attack in there. A lot of friends in this group try to have no bias. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Some of you it's a little bit late today. Just so you guys know, there was another event today, a Supercell event that we didn't want to conflict with, so the schedule was pushed back by 2 hours. So there you go. That's the story. Not my call. It's what happened, and here we are. AirSurfer, Alaa, Bag, CMChugh, Brighton, Parker DeBoss, Kasim, and Dread Unlocked. That's your lineup for the day. It's going to be a super fun one. And of course, we're kicking things off with Alaa, and I got the correct pronunciation from him finally. So Alaa is our first matchup against CMChugh, and then Brighton and Dread Unlock, AirSurfer, Parker. And then that will take us through the end of that round, and we're on to our final few rounds again. This is the second half of our group stage. 4 of these players at the end of the day will be selected to move on to the regional finals. 4 of them will be out of the tournament. Only we can find out who's who is by playing Clash Royale. Alaa, I actually don't know, but it's Alaa, like Alabama and then AA. So that's the pronunciation he gave for me. Well, I don't know where he's from or what descent he is. Let's see. Love from Lebanon. Love back to you, Joe. Good to see you back here one more time. And there's the Upgrade app link for those of you guys in the chat who want to check it out and follow along with results, schedules, things like that on your own. And that link is good for both the iOS and Android as well. And guys, we're not going to do them yet, but just so you know, I'm going to show you guys a little baggie here. The green screen's going to kill it, but we got new shades today. We got new sunnies. So debuting not 1 but 2 new pairs today. Very, very excited about that one. We'll see those later in the stream today. Who else thinks Stephen G is goated? Well, we have a lot more to go before we start saying goated, but Stephen G certainly had a pretty good start to this thing overall. Greetings from Germany, Alex Cope. Thank you very much. I think it's pronounced Alex Cope. But thank you for being here. If you guys want to know the rules of the event, how this has all worked, there's the link in the chat right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Upgrade functionality. As you can see, we are on day 6. This is Group B Part 2. Group B already finished their Part 1 action a few days ago on day 2, and now we are in Part 2. So we'll be getting the full decision for Group B, and then 2 more groups to go, and then we're done with the group stage. Hello from Utah, USA. If any of you guys are looking for, oh, press the wrong button there. If you guys are looking for the LATAM stream, which I think will be later today, there's the link in the chat right now to Twitch. That's Cashman's Twitch, where he will live stream the LATAM stream. Here we go, back to the Appgrade app. And yes, I do have social media. There's my Twitter link in the chat for you guys. James White, what's up? Good to see you. Hooray for Shades. Yep. Oh, yeah. These pairs are fire. And there's a third pair I'm not debuting today. I have to borrow it from Mrs. Slaton because I got Mrs. Slaton a pair, and it's not making it onto the show today, but it will be this week, so I'm really excited about it. Let's see. Different off-meta decks from Bag today. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. Bag certainly is going to be all over the place with his deck selection, and that's been kind of a defining part of Bag this whole way through. Nice name change, Sandy. Yeah, to I'm Everywhere. How'd you guys even know that was Sandy when she changed her name to I'm Everywhere? But Sandy, is it? Did I say that she's everywhere? Is that what's happening? Let's go ahead and jump back over here for a moment. Guys, if you haven't yet, creator code RICH, which is right down there. Code RICH in the store for all Supercell games if you want to support me. And, of course, you can support me by hanging out here, watching the streams, telling your friends, tell more people, invite people here, tell them to come and be a part of the action. That's another way to support really, really great as well. Greetings from cold Finland. Still much love from Finland. Rich, you're the best CR caster. Thank you so much. Never been to Finland, but I hope to go one day soon, hopefully. Let's see. What part of Utah? Oh, I guess you're talking about Utah. It's a me. Yeah. People are getting people are explaining the Slaton stream memes. I get it. From Utah, USA. It's going to be a fun one, guys. And let's go ahead and jump into our first matchup of the day. No more wasting time. Alaa. Oh, why is the gameplay audio not coming through? Let me just double check with them. Tell them no sound. And this is going to be Alaa versus CMChugh for our opening matchup of the day. CMC. And I guess, yeah, it's not on my side, guys. It is on the production side. So as soon as we get the audio situation sorted, and there we go. Kaboom. Audio all fixed. And now we've got it nice and dialed in. Alaa, bottom of your screen. CMChugh at the top. Alaa, the American, is 18 years old. I think he's from Alabama, but I'm not entirely sure. But he did say to pronounce it's Al as in Alabama and then as in like So Alaa, if you want to really hit the bottom half of it. Sam says that he thinks Brighton's going to troll like No Candy, according to his Twitter. Well, No Candy was certainly fun yesterday, and Brighton started off pretty rough. We'll see what he chooses to do today. Let's see. Oh, some more chat over there on your guys' side. And Hog EQ for CMC. And not doing much against this Lava Hound deck. Alaa takes a big, big opening tower here to start off our day. $15.38 remains on the left-hand tower for Alaa. CMChugh in a lot of trouble now, as you can see from the current standings on the right-hand side. CMC at 1 and 2 is by no means out of it. Neither is Brighton or Dread Unlock. But falling below that, falling into the 3-loss column does make things a whole lot more difficult for you as time goes on here. Parker and Bag both tied at 2 and 2. Alaa at 2 and 1. AirSurfer at 3 and 1. And Kasim currently 4 and 0. In the group. So a good start for Kasim. We'll see if he keeps up the momentum here in day number 2 of Group B action. And that should be towered down on the left-hand side as well. And I think the big issue here, I really don't understand the choice being made by CMC, is going with Hog EQ. I don't love this deck for the lack of air. Yes, you have the Hunter. Yes, you have the Bomb Tower to clean things up a bit. Yes, you have the Spears, I guess. But the more successful Hog EQ variants run either Snowball or the Royal Delivery these days, in my opinion, especially with how popular Lava Hound is these days. GG, well played. Alaa takes game number 1. Abiram, there we go. Abiram says they should remove Lava first play or Golem first play. The only part about Lava is that Lava first play automatically takes tower because the opponents know you can tower trade. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Let's see. What else here in the chat side? Oh, I guess Kasim did change his name. Interesting. We'll see more on that one later. Minus 40 degrees Celsius in Canada right now, says Matthew McCorriston. Yeah, that's a reason not to be there. I guess healthcare is good, but that cold is too cold. So no good. No good there, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and jump into our next game. And it looks like it's Hog EQ on both sides. EK saying, you aren't more hyped for the action than I am right now. Well, I hope you're excited. Yeah, I am keeping the hype a little bit low to start things off. The energy will build as the day goes on, but also baby boy Slaton asleep in the other room, so I'm trying not to yell too much quite yet. But when we get those moments, don't you worry. We'll celebrate them together. Let's see. Oh, no candy yesterday was fun. Yeah, that's very true. Relapse, I'm glad I made your day. Hope I continue to do so. CMC just running the same deck back one more time. Alaa going with a different variation of Hog EQ. Slaton Jr. is just over 2 years old. For Mateo, who asked in the chat. 1994 on the right-hand side. I believe that's the year that Nirvana's third album or second album was released. I could be wrong on that one. Someone check up on that one for me. 1526, I believe that was the year that Bach's first album was released. The original Bach. Also, maybe the Black Plague was released maybe in 1459. I don't know dates. 1718 on the right-hand side with 1:05 left. CMC in the lead so far. Hog EQ into the left-hand side, Hog to the right-hand lane for Alaa in response. Hog in reply on the left-hand side, 1255 to 1670. Sam saying all I want is for Parker to make it. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It'd be nice for him to have a good come-up. Parker's been improving every single year, or every single season. No, it's Alaa is the correct pronunciation, Jose. I actually asked him specifically for the correct pronunciation. It's Alaa. Al is in Alabama. Is in There you go. Vincent, welcome back. Good to see you. Here we are, sudden death overtime. Knight sets up on the left-hand side, Hog down. And Alaa maybe needs to hold off. I guess this is going to work out, but I think he needs to hold off on those bomb towers, maybe do a little bomb tower movement. Maybe go high with the bomb tower. I'd like to see him go high with the bomb tower and then use the Knight to push. And there he goes high, but didn't use the Knight to push. So a trick you can do in this situation, guys, because you want to try to keep that bomb tower on, is whether you use the log or the Knight. And the log might be the better call here, but you do want the log for spell cycle. Of course, Alaa having the triple spell as opposed to double spell, and that's going to be a GG, so who cares? GG, well played. CMC drops to 1-3. Alaa drops to 3, raises up to 3-1. Has a really good shot of breaking out of this group. One more win would probably be enough to do it, but we don't know for sure. GG to everybody. GG, well played. How you doing? How's your Saturday going so far? Spent the Saturday morning in the park where Slaton Jr. and I explored. There are storm tunnels in this part nearby. I'm not going to show you a picture of Slaton Jr.'s, of his own, but we found these storm tunnels, and we got to explore. Here, check this out. You can see it's kind of keyed out, but we found storm tunnels, and we were able to explore and go searching through them. Very cool. Very fun morning. Hey, Austin Merlino, I wish you a speedy recovery, and get some rest, eat chicken soup, I guess, and I hope you feel better soon. Was that the first match? That was first match. First match all done, And now we're right on to match number 2. Second match of the day is going to be Brighton versus Dread. And I don't know if we're doing that on stream or not. I'll find out. I'll let you guys know here in a minute. Looks spooky. It's not as spooky as you think. I can do one when I turn the whatchamacallit, green screen off, and it won't look as spooky as it did there. But a lot of fun, and it was, once you got really deep and it got super dark, it was like, ugh, I didn't really want to go much further, and he's like, Dad, let's go. And I was like, we'll get a better flashlight for next time. Any idea where Boofer Red is? Working. He got a really cool job offer and took it. So a lot of matches are going to be off stream today to keep the time a little bit more condensed because of the late start. So we are not going to be doing Brighton versus Dread. In fact, 3 of Brighton's matches are off stream, and so are a couple of Dread's as well. We're going to be going now to our next one, which should be AirSurfer and Parker. So we'll have that in a few moments. Let's see. Oh, Jonah, I wish you and your family well. Let's see. Yeah, there's a whole family, and well, Vegas doesn't have any rain, so that's not going to happen. Let's take a look. Abiram saying, Rich, do you think all win conditions being the last and starting hand? That would prevent Golem and Law from being winning. And yeah, it's just that kind of manipulation gets funky, right? I don't necessarily know that that's going to be that's good for gameplay. I feel like maybe that having fixed starting hands is better for gameplay, but you know, that's a 50-50. I don't know. Like it gets really dicey when you start saying, oh, this card is in starting hand, but this card is buried, right? It gets challenging. One of the big things about starting hands is that they can, while starting hands have their issues, they do make it so that certain matchups can be won based on starting hand or lost based on starting hand, which has its problem. It does increase randomness, but it also means that there are some matchups where you will lose that matchup most of the time unless you luck out with the correct starting hand. So I don't know. It's a really difficult question. Mother Witch for Parker into the right-hand lane. $18.88 in the right-hand side. Cannon cart behind a giant skeleton in reply on that side. Yeah, David, I agree. Fixed starting hands are better than limiting what can be in your hand. So a Mother Witch Cannon cart clone deck. And this will be a lead here for Parker. As we go past the first minute and a half, AirSurfer falling behind a little bit, probably not expecting to be against a Mother Witch clone deck. Of course, who would be expecting that today? Parker's from Buffalo, New York. The 17-year-old said that today, this matchup specifically, AirSurfer would be the most difficult matchup on his schedule, and no questions why. AirSurfer is, of course, a world-class player. But so far, things going fairly well for the young Buffalo Bills fan. Electro Spear to the right-hand side. King Tower activation easy. Royal Giant behind. Fireball should be ready. There you go. And that gets some nice double value there. Parker giving up 2 troops to that Fireball. Maybe being a little bit lackadaisical with his planning in that situation, knowing he's up against that spell and giving a ton of value for it. Clone does come in. That's a lot of zappies. An interesting sequence here out of Parker to force out the defense to be played primarily against the zappies, get the log out of cycle. Ewiz does come down, but now we're pretty even. 872 to 790 with 15 seconds left. The question now is, will AirSurfer take tower right here, or does this game extend? Zappy's down, log to make a little bit of room here. 1 shot in from the Royal Giant. That's going to be 3 shots from the Royal Giant. That's going to be tower down. GG, well played. AirSurfer takes game number 1. Let's see. Taking a look at some of the chat here. There actually is Hesham. Starting hand mode is available in friendly battles. You can set up a friendly battle with fixed starting hands. So You can play test that on your own. I've debated doing an event for that. It's just the only issue with doing it is the extra time that it takes. But I might do a best of 5 with a fixed target hand at some point. We'll see. Hi, Rich. In Russian language, we have 2 similar names, Igor and Igor. The pronunciation of Igor sounds like Yegor, and I with an I sounds like Igor. Just to let you know, it always makes me fun. Oh, okay, so Yegor and Igor. Interesting note there. What's the name of AirSurfer's 2v2 teammate in TSM? That was Firewolf. We actually used to call them FireSurfer. We were trying to figure out a good nickname for them, and it was debate down between Airwolf and FireSurfer, and FireSurfer was so cool. So yes, that was AirSurfer and Firewolf, aka FireSurfer, the TSM 2v2 duo. And AirSurfer, yes, he is from the U.S., that's correct. Who is Bren Chong? He's a person he's a founder of Bren Esports, if you remember Bren Esports, and also a big lover of Clash Royale. A partner of CWA. An all-around great supporter of Clash Royale initiatives. No Candy is not playing today. No Candy is done. He is eliminated from the event, but it was fun while it lasted. AirSurfer, as you can see so far, 3-1 in the event. Parker lavas up. And Parker did say that the biggest challenge for him in CRL 2021, even though he's been having pretty good ladder performances, last season finishing top 17, the biggest challenge for him for CRL 2021 is going to be developing versatility, as he's known as a lava one-trick. We see lava coming out here. And qualifying for CRL should be fairly simple for him. Moving on in it more, moving deeper into the tournament is where the real challenge arises for a guy who, like many players, has focused on getting really good with just one deck. And Ram Rider going to run right away from that Inferno Dragon. Does connect. Inferno Dragon will get a little bit of burn, but not too much. 1480 to now 1034. AirSurfer in the lead. And AirSurfer chooses to eat that damage and set up Mega Knight in the back. So nice little bit of min-maxing, a word you hear a lot when we talk about it in CRL, but not so much here. Someone asking, why does nobody play Expo in CR tournaments? There's a little bit of Expo, but not much played. It's not super strong right now in the meta overall, which is one of the problems with Expo at the moment. And its history in competitive CR isn't very good because so many people know how to play against it. So it's just not a very popular selection in competitive play. Setting up Lava Hound Inferno Dragon to the left-hand side. An Inferno Dragon behind the lava here, but no method to reset the defensive one of AirSurfer for Parker, so forced to let that Lava Hound pop. And AirSurfer now has a healthy Inferno Dragon and E-Wiz going to the left-hand lane, and we're pretty much tied up, 50-ish HP, the lead right now for the longtime CRL veteran. Lava Hound down. Fireball to clean up some of the action behind. And the pressure right now from Parker is very good. He obviously knows how to play this matchup. And that Inferno Dragon getting a little bit of cover is going to be helpful on that Mega Knight, taking about a quarter of the HP off as we go into sudden death overtime. It is AirSurfer, though, really loading up here at the bridge. Lava Hound one more time for Parker. This time Bat's doing a little bit to help out with that defensive Inferno Dragon of AirSurfer. Fireball takes the Skeleton Dragons off the board, meaning not available here to play defense. Electro Spirit comes out for AirSurfer. 871 remaining, now 796. And it is Parker the Boss in the lead with 75 seconds left. Ram Rider sets up in the back. And that Night Witch, critical to deal with these Inferno Dragons. And this might be too much here for Parker to handle. The setup to the next sequence should be pretty good here for AirSurfer. Although Parker does have more ways to really get directly on tower, AirSurfer has to break through, and Parker can get minors. Barbs come down low to worry about the Ram Rider, although the Ram Rider going to sneak on through and connect, and wow, what a huge connection with 25 seconds left. Second Inferno Dragon down at the bridge. No way to deal with the E-Wiz really for Parker, which has been a big factor in this matchup between him and AirSurfer. AirSurfer looking like he's about to lock this thing down and take a 2-0 victory here. 422 on that left-hand tower, and that's going to be the Bandit in. E-Wiz doing a whole lot of damage. Miner does get caught by the E-Wiz or picked up by the E-Wiz. That's a GG. That's a well played. And AirSurfer takes the match victory here over Parker. GG, well played. So Parker said this would be the most difficult matchup of the day, and he was not wrong. Strong play there from AirSurfer, and nothing else expected. Not a lot of Ram Rider being played right now. AirSurfer playing that matchup to perfection. The Electro Wizard being the real challenge. The Inferno Dragon that he couldn't get to for Parker, and the Electro Wizard that he also really couldn't handle. And those two things really made it so that those bridge battles were just swinging towards AirSurfer's way as time went on. Let's see, taking a look at the chat here for a moment. Do you guys think Nova is the best team in CRL history? Interesting question. Talking about any specific Nova team or just as an org? Nova does have a ton of success. Nova has more championships than anybody else. They won, I want to say, 5 or 6 regional championships over in the East between CRL China and CRL East. And then, of course, a world championship as well. So no team had as much success as Nova did. But a lot of people have the opinion that East is nowhere near as competitive as West. Let's see. Even more previous CR, I even see previous CR before Expo nerf knows there's only a few matches with Expo. Then why did they nerf an Expo? Because Expo isn't very good and competitive, but Expo was really overpowered in the rest of the game, especially in ladder. So there you go. Let's see. Too defensive. Yeah, too defensive. Yeah, the thing too is Expo just like made the game kind of slow. Bronze Carp. How do I watch this live on Clash Royale? This is how you watch it. Unless you have the friend links of the players, this is how you watch it. So Bronze, if you're trying to figure out how to watch all the way, like with the action full screen for your phone, you can do it by opening it up in the browser and then pinching to zoom. But that's about it. No other options there. Let's see. Do you know any other languages? Have I tried to learn one? Currently trying to learn Japanese. I have rudimentary Hebrew, and I took Spanish and French, and neither one of those stuck. I took French. I took like very little Spanish. Neither one of those stuck at all. Let's see. Other things from the chat here. West is better than East. Yeah, I have to agree on that one. Let's see what else. Queso should be just right behind Nova since they have 2 regional champions. Yeah, I think Queso is certainly on that list with 2 regional championships and a world championship. Certainly pretty high up there. And, all right. Well, mods. Why don't you mod? Let's see. What type of land transport is used as a feeder to other mode of transportation? A bus? What? Very strange. Very strange question. And all right, we're going to go ahead and take some of these things out. And guys, please behave in the chat. Let's keep this friendly and so on and so forth. Are there any Canadians in the tournament? Yes, there are, Graydon. There are many Canadians in the tournament. I don't believe there are any in this group here. But, all right, well, that's 3 things now, and this guy is going to be banned. There we go. That's how the hammer comes out. Nice work. You know, being a little toxic is one thing. Violating terms of service, banned. That's pretty fun. Golem Lightning is pretty dominant in the current meta. Not up high, really more in the middle and low ladder is where Golem Lightning does its work. How tall are you? I am 6 feet tall. What's your favorite card? The Ice Golem. Let's see. I asked Igor on a stream why Team Liquid didn't perform last time around, and he said that Surge and Canario were concentrated on the team, and a lot of guys weren't really paying as much attention. Interesting question. Honestly, I think that Surge and Canario were a little bit checked out last year. and I think that we saw the results of that one. And that was it. Let's see. What happened to the Skeleton Dragons? What do you mean what happened to them? They still get played. We see them a lot in Lava primarily. What do you think about Tribe Gaming? They have Jupiter King Boss and Buffmac. Well, they don't really have a competitive team per se at the moment. Tribe really should have done better this year, and I think that they would agree that they certainly underperformed for expectations in 2020. But, you know, we'll see who they keep on from a content creation standpoint or support. So there you go. Let's see. Boss is 17. Rip, he has 18. I'm not really sure what's going on in the chat here, but you guys do yours. And again, one more time, here is the link for the Appgrade app in the chat. We're waiting on our next matchup here. And our next matchup, let me just double check on what that's going to be. Our next matchup is going to be, it's not Alaa versus Kasim. It should be Brighton. No, Brighton and Bag is off. So it's Dread Unlock versus CMChugh. Let's go ahead and jump into the action here. Dread Unlock versus CMC. CMC currently 1-3. Dread Unlock 0-3. So the loser here is probably out of qualification, more likely than not. Any reason why Bomber isn't used as Abiram? I think he's stronger than he used to be. Best NA says Bomber's kind of broken. Bomber's stronger than he used to be, but there's typically just a lot better options than Bomber in most cases. And Dread Unlock hating the matchup here. Dread Unlock hating the matchup here. CMC is basically retired. I think he's just coming out for the content. Who knows? Pesman. Bren Chong is the sponsor. It's a person. That's a person. Bren Chong, founder of Bren Esports. And Dread having some fun here on stream as well. Anton, I have no control over what the format is for CRL. And I'll continue casting it, obviously. And if team competitions arise, excellent. And I do like team competition in many ways. On one hand, team competition had a lot of excitement. On the other hand, the format that we were in, what's the best way to describe this? A lot of stagnation in the league because of the way that the team system was built. And there's no way to really fix that. No really good way to fix that problem. So the new solo version of CRL, what's really cool about it is there is no stagnation. It gives everyone an opportunity. You right now watching can be in CRL. That's pretty rad. Interesting Royal Giant deck here for Dread. CMC going with a relatively popular mid-meta deck, right? A semi-meta deck. It's being used a lot in competitive. And so far in the lead right now is Dread with this very, very interesting RG deck. Naked Graveyard to the right-hand side for CMC. And this is the second time now where you've sort of seen CMC hit a point where he just kind of throws in the towel. I understand difficult matchup, not really playing much either, but certainly the second time that we've seen CMC kind of just say, hey, I'm done. Sam saying that Dread is a one-trick with this RG deck. Graveyard freeze into the right-hand side. There should be enough of a meat shield there, and there is, to prevent any significant damage. So now here we go. Dread's going to probably just spell cycle himself out with this one and stay alive here. One more win will put him at 2-3, and Dread is pumped up for the game number 1 win here against CMC. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chat for the moment. Who do you think is the best player right now? Ruben. Not even a discussion there. Let's see. What's your favorite deck? I don't really have a favorite. That is Dread's one trick, people are saying. Yep. Jonathan Stromberg, if anyone has any ideas on your deck, good to know. What happened to Sir Tag? Did something happen to Sir Tag? Nothing that I know of happened to him. How are you doing? I'm doing well, Corey. Thank you for asking. Is there a prize people going to the next stage? So qualifying for the next stage has no prize pool, but the next stage does have a prize pool. So the top 4 from each group move on to the regional final. There will be 16 people in each regional final. The top 3 from each regional final move on to the world finals, and they get a portion of the prize pool, $1,000, $500, and $250 for first, second, and third in the regional final groups. Anaban versus Morton, what about it? Greg is a GOAT, absolutely. What day is Ruben playing? He'll be playing at the end of this month. Can you explain the stats they show sometimes? Well, if they show them, then I'll explain them. Log bait or double barrel? I prefer double barrel. I don't really like log bait. Never have. How can I qualify next time? Great question, Benjamin Cheesebro. Follow me on Twitter and then follow Revel on Twitter, and you'll be able to find the information there. Also, the open qualifiers for this event were listed inside the game. So if you checked the game, open qualifiers came up inside the game. Also, CRL 2021, there's your link in the chat, will also be open this year to finish top 1,000 ladder. How many more days until the tournament is over? Well, this one, there's no estimate needed. The group stage will be over. Today is day 6. Let's see. Today's day 6 of of NA action. So the group stage will be over in 3 days. And then the last few days of January are the regional finals. So January 31st will end the regional final. Then we take about a 2-week break, and we come back on February 12th to 14th for the World Championship. Have I ever played Brawl Stars? Yes, I have. It would be nice to see some old pros come by and try out for CRL. Yeah, I'm sure they will. It's open. Some of them might be doing that. Let's see. What else here on the chat? Is he laying on the floor playing? Yeah, I saw that. I did see him laying on the floor playing there. CMC has had that picture in Season 1. Yeah, that's the Season 1 CRL picture for CMC. That's true. Let's see. Anything else here I want to check out in the chat? Talked about Bomber already. That's about it. Why is Royal Giant so easy to counter? It depends on the deck that you have, honestly. Some decks do not fare well against it. That specific matchup was pretty good, though, having Barbs and Inferno Dragon, right? That'll certainly do it. CR 21 format bad for 2v2 specialists? Yeah, that's for sure. Let's go ahead, jump into game number 2. Dread up 1 right now on CMC. Rich, if I qualify for CRL, will I come to your country? No idea. I don't know where the World Finals will be or if they will be live. Jonathan Stromberg with the $5 Super Chat. Rich, you're legit, bro. Thank you. Hey, Jonathan, thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate that. As always, it's pretty darn cool. David Noriega picking Conor McGregor tonight by first-round knockout. Log to the left-hand side, Royal Giant to the right, CMC going Hog Princess Mini P.E.K.K.A. This version has been moderately more popular as of late. Now, Hog Princess Mini P.E.K.K.A. was something that was popular back in 2017, fell out of favor, but now a few people are playing this. So it looks like Kasim lost his off-stream matchup to Alaa. As you can see on the right-hand side for the standings, Qasim, AirSurfer, and Alaa all tied at 4-1. Bag currently at 3-2 after taking the win over Brighton. So Brighton has now fallen to 0-5 in this event. So Brighton is eliminated. CMC and Dread Unlock fighting to stay in contention. Bag and Parker in the middle, and a race for the top right now between Qasim, AirSurfer, and Alaa. Mini P.E.K.K.A. on the right-hand side, pulled in by the Fish Boy. Fisherman Ewa totally content to go down that right-hand side. CMC goes ice goal onto the left-hand side, and the E-Wiz jumps right on top of it. Dread was trying to predict the Hog Rider right behind it, I believe, but CMC didn't play the Hog. CMC currently ahead, 1329 to 1772. $18.51 to $12.57 for the right and left-hand side of Dread unlock. CMC so far only threatened in one lane by Dread. Princess is kind of a nightmare here for Dread. He has to spend either hope that the bar barrel does get the Princess down or spend a fireball, and so far CMC not giving a lot of fireball value, specifically not giving those Princesses over to the right-hand side where the tower that CMC has, or that Dread's been working on, is located. Bats in front of the RG this time. And Dread should get, I think, 2 shots here. Does he get a second shot off? And he does. 10-10 remaining. Hog to the left-hand lane. High Fish Boy. And is able to pull the Hog Rider away from tower in time. Man, that Fisherman went absolutely MVP there. Working on both the Hog Rider and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Electro Spirit does get taken out by the Log on the right-hand side, but no matter. Connection gets in. 2 connections get in for Dread here now that we're in triple elixir. Nice Ice Golem from CMC to make room for that Hog Rider. Still with the E-Wiz. Doesn't get a connection. 9:21 left. Royal Giant to the right-hand side. And Dread now celebrating the situation he's in. The Electro Spirit comes out and gets some work done on those bats. And the RG connects 1 time, connects 2 times. GG. Well played. And Dread unlock takes the dub here and keeps his hopes alive in this tournament. Very, very nice work here. Important win for Dread Unlock to stay relevant in this tournament. GG, well played indeed. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chat here as we're waiting for our next matchup, which I'm not sure what the next matchup is going to be because the schedule has been a little bit funky today. That was CMC versus Dread. I believe AirSurfer versus Alaa will be our next matchup. Let you guys know when I have that information. Dread flapping like a chicken, sure. Why is he celebrating like he won the whole thing? He's celebrating, guys. He's getting passionate. Good for him. And beating CMC is a nice one for him. Let's see. 66 trophies finally for Bart. Congratulations there, bud. And guys, I'm happy. I would rather see a player celebrate every win and get passionate about this than some guy who's like, no offense, Attack. I know you were very not as effusive yesterday. Oh, there's a little shot there of Dread celebrating. No offense, Attack, as we were talking yesterday, he was kind of like, I won, I lost, but I like seeing some passion. It's really cool. I think it's really great. Greg and Sleep are the Canadians in the tournament. Yeah, I think is that it? I think there's more than just the 2 of them, but not entirely sure. When is Bag coming? Good question there. Bag already played his off-stream match against Brighton where he won, and we'll be seeing him against CMC in a little bit. Everyone's asking if I missed No Candy. It was a lot of fun to see him yesterday. He certainly was enjoyable. And today we'll do some more, maybe some more dialed-in Clash Royale. We'll see. EK's, I hope Dread stays in it. He seems very passionate about the game, even though he's down a couple games. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. Hola, Rich Ugarte. Good to see you. And here we go. And guys, like, again, let's keep it respectful and not get too personal here with some of these things. AirSurfer is a monster, says Dacho. Yeah, AirSurfer is legit. He's been one of the best players in the game for a long time, and one of those guys who, you know, he reaches his potential at random moments. Like especially that global tournament, the big runs he went on with Expo there were absolutely insane. That's actually a great example of why Expo got nerfed, because of what AirSurfer was able to do in the global tournament there. Wonder if the Spanish is in the game is the case. No. Angmore, the reason Spanish is in the game is because this is the production company making this tournament is located in Spain. It's actually being run from the Team Queso studio. So since they are the home production company, that's where the game is. That's where the Spanish is coming from. Shalim, thank you very much. I hope that you're having a good day too. Do you cast CRL in the No-Tilt Championship too? Yeah. Myself and Andrew Guy are the two English casters for Clash Royale League. And then, of course, I've done some no-tilt stuff as well. And a real aggressive lava here for Kasim. You got to imagine Dread's not happy about seeing that, and certainly showing that on his face. Dread is an 18-year-old, or he turns 18 on the 14th, so birthday coming up here, 18th birthday this February. He's from Minnesota. Personal highlight before this event was taking a win versus Morton and a top 100 global tournament finish. And tons of damage for Kasim, but still way behind Dread at the moment. .934 to 432 with the first minute 40 seconds all done. And after the furious opening moments here, things have slowed down a bit as we go towards double elixir. Kasim sets out Lava Hound to the left-hand side. To the right-hand side. I know my right from left, guys. Recruits connect on the left-hand lane for Dread. Dread now up one tower. Can he defend here against the Lava Hound? Zappy's come in to buy a little bit of time for that Hunter to work on the lava. And arrows in. That's going to be a lot of damage. That will be tower down with more on the board right now. So this is bad news for Dread, good news for Kasim. And Dread goes with a 3-3 split. Kasim sets up Lava Hound to the left-hand side. Balloon down to the right. Cage out of cycle. And no real way to stop this balloon. A nice prediction snowball out of Dread for that Mega Minion. Gets the one shot and death damage, but not the second. 967 left on that right-hand side. Sets up the Hunter against the Lava Hound. Kasim goes second Lava Hound in the pocket. This is a lot here for Dread to handle. The Minnesotan now on his back foot. Two flying machines down. Snowball trying to buy a little bit of time, but the Miner coming in. That's a good game from Dread. GG, well played. Kasim takes game number one. Nice work there. Vincent M saying, I'm overly dramatic when I lose. I become a foul-mouthed animal and talk to myself when I'm playing. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there with some frustrating CR losses here and there. Nash Equalizer saying, AirSurfer's performance in the No-Tilt World Championship really proved how legit he was in 2020. Yeah, I mean, AirSurfer's been phenomenal for a very, very long time. I mean, he came into CRL 2018 with everyone saying that AirSurfer was one of the best players there. And he struggled with nerves playing on stage as opposed to playing at home. His global tournament performances certainly have shown how good he can be, but that No-Tilt World Championship, the run he made there was really phenomenal, and a great performance there for the longtime Clash Royale pro. Let's see. Any other things that I want to check out here? They say don't read the chat, and often they're right. Rich, any updates to Clan Wars? None that I know of. I mean, I'm sure they're doing something. Come on, Dread, says someone. There was open qualifiers for this, Rafael Rodriguez. How can I join? There were open qualifiers. They're already done. They happened a while ago. But there'll be more events like this throughout the year. And you can join CRL, boom, by that link I gave you right there, because if you finish top 1,000 and ladder, you are in CRL. And yes, Dread Unlock is on Dread and Kasim, both of our competitors in this game, do have Twitter. Let me go ahead and let me link Dread's Twitter right there. And let's go ahead and link Kasim's as well so you guys can cheer them on. And here is Kasim's Twitter. Kasim up 1 in this matchup. 17 years old. Kasim is originally from Pakistan, but now lives in the U.S. And his career highlight up till now has been winning the last set in no tilt to help Ace reach the finals. He's one of those guys who's been around in semi-pro quite a bit. A talented player is Kasim. Personal best on ladder, 81.09. With his best finish, top 30, coming in right under the wire at 29th. On the other side of it, Dread Unlock, who someone said before does have a Royal Giant deck he's known for, 7.7K personal best. Top finish on ladder, making 252, so enough to qualify for CRL. Nicholas Colton asking if I could make top 1,000 if I gave it my all. Absolutely not. I do not think so. Good point, guys. As a reminder, the format here is ban on first loss, meaning once you take an L in this best of 3, then you get to ban. This is a brutal matchup here for Dread. Cage, Tornado. Difficult to break through for the 17-year-old from Minnesota. This is ban on first loss, so since Dread lost game number 1, he was allowed to give a ban. That ban is global. Neither player can use it. If Dread wins game number 2, that would allow Kasim to give a ban before game 3. Dark Prince down, left-hand side, will not connect. E-Giant sets up, and yeah, good games being called. Nothing really that Dread can do to break through here, and not much he can do to defend very well against this either. Happy to take the -1 trade there as Kasim to get that Firecracker off the board. And the combination of Tornado with the Electro Giant to get that damage onto those defending troops is really, really nasty. Now 2 Mega Knights down for Dread. He could get a hog behind this, but what would it do? Let's find out here. Can't NATO that to the middle. Gonna give some shots up. Kasim not panicking though. Knows he has enough DPS to take that down and sets up Electro Giant opposite direction. And that's going to be E-Giant on tower. Dread knows he can't do anything about it. GG, well played. That's going to move Dread down into the 4-loss column. Difficult spot for him to fight out from. And that's going to put Kasim at 5 wins, probably meaning that he's qualified. Let's see. Tried so many to give sways, bruh. Never lucky. Not really sure what you mean there, Mike, but go for it. Oh, tried so many giveaways. Oh, give sways. I was like, what? Give sways? What are those? GG, well played. And a very nice win there for Kasim. Super Bassy asking, what would you ban if you lost the first match? It depends on who I was playing and what they were playing. So there you go. It depends on who I was playing, what they had played in game number 1, what I thought they might play in game number 2, and what I hope to play in game number 2. So I can't just say I would ban a specific thing. It just depends on what's going on. What do you think the best World Final King of the Hill sweep? I don't know, actually. I mean, Igor's was pretty legendary, right? Igor's sweep, especially when in game number 2 of the World Finals in 2019, when Dandelion, the Blizzard formerly known as Dandelion, played a counter to Mortar Bait, and Not only did Igor play mortar bait, but he outplayed and won. That was pretty cool. Luke, well, thank you very much for joining, man. I know it's a little bit later today. When does Mugi play? Mugi's not in this group. We're in the North American group. Mugi's in the Asian group, which already finished, and he'll be back. I believe he qualified, so he'll be back at the end of this month when we do the regional finals. If you place top 1K and ladder, you'd still be 16 years of age to participate. Yes, Jonah. I'm muting my mic. There we go. Yes, all the rules for CRL 2021, all the descriptions are right there at that link. I'm going to spam this in the chat right now. Let me go ahead and hit it one more time. My Stream Deck does not like spamming. I'll hit it again there. There we go. There's the information for CRL 2021. All the important stuff is going to be right there at that link. Wait, is Dread Pheno Final form? No, just for some reason everyone's going Pheno Final, whatever their thing is. So that's been a little mean here. Are people getting predictable with their deck choices? Maybe. We know one player who will not be predictable, and that's going to be Bag, as we see him later today. Some players are being predictable. That's also why I really like dual mode, which will be seen for CRL next time around. Emerald Prince saying it to be 16 when it starts. I have no idea. There's the rules. Go check it out. Is Bag playing more today? Yep. There you go. Should Mega Minion hit speed be a second faster? Currently 1.6. No idea. I'm not on the balance team. Yeah, Bag is the GOAT of this group. Maybe. Although AirSurfer's pretty baller. And Qasim's doing pretty well. So who knows? But we'll see how Bag does. Lots more of him today, of course. What do I mean by dual mode? Dual mode. The mode that you may have played in Clan Wars 2 where you cannot play the same card in more than one deck during a BO3. And these two guys just throwing out the emotes like crazy. Parker top of your screen, Brighton at the bottom. Dual mode is the mode where you cannot play a card more than once in a given best-of-3 match, meaning that whatever cards you play in deck number 1 are gone in deck number 2 and then in deck number 3 as well. That'll be the competitive mode for CRL 2021. And an interesting bait variation out of Parker. So far, we've seen 2 log-baited cards. If you want to see more of dual mode, guys, go ahead and watch the All-Stars event. All 7 days of which are also on my channel here. And you can see some pros playing a $30,000 tournament in dual mode. But dual mode, I think, is going to be... I mean, it is the future of competitive CR, because that's the mode we're playing in for all competition after ladder. It will be that dual mode format, which is pretty cool. As you can see, Parker at 2-3. A win here would be significant. Brighton at 0-5. A win here wouldn't do a whole lot more. Brighton is 18 years old from Whidbey Island, Washington. I don't know much about Whidbey Island, but I'm assuming it's surrounded by water. His favorite CR moment of his career would be doing really great work in 2v2 alongside Mr. Sir Person for Tribe Gaming in some of the semi-pro leagues. Goblin Barrel to the right-hand side. Law gets a little double duty there. Dark Goblin in reply. That's a good hunter out of Brighton, but still the lead right now for Parker. 1913, his lowest tower. Brighton down to 1692. Valka to the front does clean up some of that, but Brighton now starting to chip away a little bit. Knight down on the right-hand side, Skeleton Barrel to the left. Full double bait push. Out of Brighton, taken care of fairly easily by Parker. But now Brighton does have the lead with that little extra damage from the Hunter. Good fireball there from Parker. Final 90 seconds, and Brighton the one putting pressure on. Skarmy on defense. Goblin will get 2 stabs, though. 13:52 puts Brighton ahead of his opponent by just a bit. Goblin barrel to the right-hand side. Picked up by the log here, but not before giving away some damage. Brighton not happy about that one. 11:88 on the right-hand side. Final 75 seconds. Triple elixir approaching, and right now it is Parker in the lead. Brighton, though, taking it back by 8 HP with that fireball. Log to the right-hand side works on both the spears, the hut, and, of course, the goblin barrel. Brighton with the lead right now. Goblin hut to the right-hand side trying to put some pressure on. Second hut down, final 40 seconds. Triple elixir flowing. And it is Brighton trying to put a double bait push on the left-hand side. Falcon the bat. Sparky's in the front, takes care of business. That's a good fireball value, though, overall for Brighton. 808 on the left-hand side. Right-hand side for him down to 10-16, but with the fireball Goblin barrel combination, still holding on to the lead right now is Brighton. Goblins do not get on tower. Parker's starting to stack up a lot here at the bridge, but will it do anything? Will it mean anything? That's the big question. Goblin barrel in for Parker. Has to spend the fireball on defense, meaning no fireball on offense. Brighton going to take game number 1 here off of Parker. And while the game might not mean much for Brighton, that's a big one for Parker, who is now facing the possibility of dropping down to 2 and 4 if he loses the next game. Lord Baylor saying that Whidbey Island has a Navy base. Oh, interesting. Good to know. That Valk was pretty nice. Hey, Nook, good to see you. What a game. Yeah, that was a great game. A lot of fun. A lot of fun between those two. That's for sure. Guys, if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's the link in the chat. It's a great way to support the channel and support Clash Royale esports. This is your home for a lot of CR esports here in 2020 before and in 2021 and beyond. The defense with the Valkyrie was very nice. Yeah, the Valkyrie was very, very well played throughout this. What's my highest trophies? 63-23. Do I like to watch football? Which type of football are you talking about? American football, Texas Longhorns, Hook 'em Horns all the way. Football. I don't really support any team. I'm wearing an Austin FC shirt, actually. That's the shirt for the F&C. Yeah, Austin FC is what I'm wearing at the moment. Luis Fernandez. I guess Parker DeBoss does look a little bit like James Franco. I'm sure you'd be happy to hear that. Thank you, Vedant, for your well wishes. Is that where you went to college? No, I went to University of California at Santa Barbara, UCSB. Freeze at the bridge. $16.54 remaining. That one recruit doing a lot of damage on the right-hand side. Nicholas Colton, UCSB is nickname is the most intelligent party school in the nation. That's the reputation of Santa Barbara. Very difficult school to get into, and it's where all the smart kids who like to have fun go to school. I finished high school with a 3.6 grade point average and a 14.30 on the SATs. I messed up on SAT day. I should have done better. And went to Santa Barbara. But I had to get on appeal. I didn't even make it in on the first application to Santa Barbara. Had a good time there, though. Inferno Dragon to the left-hand side. Dark Goblin high at the bridge. Dark Goblin to the left, and that's going to be a connection. Brighton coming apart at the seams a little bit here. Yeah, I scored a 1570 on a practice SAT like the day before the actual SAT. And then on the actual SAT, I got caught on like one question and wasted some time. So 1430. Should have done better. Same thing happened on the LSAT. I got a 171 on the LSAT. And I should have gotten more like a 174 to 176 range. But I got caught up on one question. But none of that matters because now I do nothing that has to do anything with that. I'm an esports commentator, content creator, and producer, and my SATs and LSATs have nothing to do with that. Balloon to the left-hand side, that's a big-time connection. That's a GG. That's a well-played. Parker going to stay alive here in the match against Brighton, who is not happy about how that one went down. And that's the wave and the white flag. GG, well played. We're going to game number 3. Let's see. I made a picture from the bubbles in the test. Nice work, Tyler. Nice work indeed. This just got interesting. Yeah, this is an interesting match. What are the remaining matches for today? Good question. The remaining matches today are, we're on Brighton Parker. I think Kasim and Dread, Bag and CMC, AirSurfer and Brighton. I think Alaa versus Dread is Alaa versus Dread is off stream. Parker versus CMC and Kasim versus Bag is the last match of the day. So there you go. Stephen Kenny, thank you very much. I do appreciate your support. And doesn't hurt to have someone say it. You know what I mean? You know what? I think we've reached the time, since we're having such a great match, to show off the first pair of new debut freshness, never before seen on stream sunglasses. Let's go ahead and do them down here first. Boom. Check these bad boys out. What's up? These are, what are these ones called? What are these bad boys even called? I forget what their name is. You know, of course, because of all these bad boys have, like, fun little names. These ones are Sunnies with a chance of sprinkles. And to give you guys a nice close look up, look at the ice cream on there. The ice creams. Boom. Boom. There we go. So these ones are pretty fire. The drip. The drip. Let's go. Loving them. Yeah, Gooder sent me like a whole pack of some new ones that I'm really excited about. Real pumped on it. Does it come with a matching mask? Actually, shockingly enough, Angmore, it's key now, unfortunately, but they sent me like a whole care package of stuff because they know I'm a huge fan of Gooder things. And you know what? Let me turn off. Since we're waiting for this game, I'll turn off my. I'll turn off the green screen for a second here. Boom. And yeah, they sent me, this comes with it. This little scarf thing comes with it. So that's pretty cool. I mean, also, like, they sent me like a, I think this is a case for a Nintendo Switch because it's their Game Gooder thing. So they sent me some cool stuff. Some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, we got that drip, son. Yeah, the ice creams are dope. There were some shoes called ice creams back in the day, and I remember there's a comic that I knew from the scene in LA who he and I never had gotten along. And then one day we're in the shout out to Yasser Lester, by the way, who, if you ever saw the show Making History, he was on that I think it was on Fox. Yasser and I started the comedy at the same time, didn't really like each other at first, and one day we're at the hallway at the Hollywood Improv, and we're just kind of sitting there, and I look down and go, dude, nice ice creams. And we started talking sneakers, and then we became friends after that. So these ice creams are pretty dope. Rich, had no idea you were a law major, too. I wasn't a law major, but I planned on going into law school at one point. So I took the LSAT, scored really well on it, started teaching the LSAT. I taught the LSAT in classroom for 7 years. And then I just started doing, entertainment. And that was that. Let's see. Let's get the chat here. We're waiting for game number 3. Not sure what the delay is here. So as soon as we have game 3, we'll go there. And yeah, we have one more pair today, guys. I told you there'll be 2 pairs debuted today on stream. But this one, the ice creams, are pretty fire. Let's go ahead and jump in to game number 3, finally. Brighton and Parker. Brighton seemed a bit more relaxed today. He was certainly nervous on the first day of gameplay in this group. And he said that he was nervous. The big nerves for that day was that he knew he wasn't going to be at home. He was going to be at school, and that he wasn't going to be able to focus enough. So you factor in that he was playing in a situation that wasn't relaxing at home, playing sort of with the worriedness of being interrupted, and being nervous going up against CMC, who's a longtime pro, but also didn't want people to give him trouble if, you know, he lost to a guy who'd been out of the competition for a long time and just got kind of nervous. So I asked him a bit about how he prepares to, how he's planning to prepare to be more focused and less nervous in today's gameplay. And he said, you know what, he has a mindset of nothing to lose here. That's what he told me. He's like, most likely I can't qualify, so the pressure's much lower. I'm just going to go out there and play my game and have some fun. And that's what we've seen so far here from Brighton. And where can I get a log plushie? No idea, usually from giveaways. Why are you wearing your wife's sunglasses? These aren't my wife's. These are mine. These are fire. My wife actually has some dope ones that I'll probably show on stream maybe sometime next week. But Mrs. Slaton got some fire gooders that I'm excited. She's really pumped for, and I'll have to steal them for one day. Graveyard to the left-hand side. Brighton taking a big chunk out of that left-hand tower as the first minute and 45 seconds of gameplay passes. Parker going to this very interesting clone deck that we've seen. And getting a little early clone in here as the skeleton barrels drop behind. The NATO from Brighton does clean up the clones, but not the cannon. And that's going to be a lead change again. Parker ahead now by a little over 40 HP. Do I like Harry Potter? I read all the books. Watch all the movies too, but I prefer books to movies. There's very few movies or TV shows that I liked better than the book. It's a very, very, very short list. Cheesecake hitting some spicy wings. Congratulations. Clone into the left-hand side. Should see a NATO here to work on this, but that, again, the same thing twice here from Parker, where he NATOs to take care of the clones and pulls a healthy damage-dealing troop directly onto tower. So difficult situation here for Brighton. We are deep into game number 3, and right now Parker very much ahead, 787, and that giant skeleton, the clone pushes the giant skeleton closer. That's the GG. That's the well played. Parker gets that match 3 victory and now is 1 win away from putting himself very firmly in contention for a qualifying spot. That was a nicely timed clone out of Parker, using the mechanic, getting that giant skeleton, making sure it connected, and getting a very, very nice win. And Parker's victory picture, you know, I guess that's how some people celebrate victory. Let's see what else is happening here on the chat. Justin Hammer saying, if you mistakenly put a banned card in your deck but don't use it, are you DQ'd? I think that as long as you don't use it, you're fine. I think that's the rule there. Have I seen Silicon Valley? The first season or two. I don't remember all the characters. But yeah, first season or two, I watched a lot. I watched. Haven't watched much since, though. Let's see. Yeah, that push of the clone was real nice. Real nice push from the clone. And there you go. Nice win there for Parker. And a very important win to stay alive, too. 3-3. I mean, 4-3 might not be enough to qualify now, because he and Bag might be real tight at that moment as we get down to the end. Rich, ever own a pair of Bapes? No. My sneaker collection primarily consisted of Air Force Ones, some Creative Rex, a nice pair of Super Skytops, and some limited edition DCs from a skate shop down in the Southern California area. What kind of TV do I watch? A flat screen. Someone who enjoyed some of the good memes of you last night, you Cashman and Company. Thank you very much, Hypnotic. Glad you're enjoying it. Glad you're digging it. Let's see. No J's? No, I've never owned a pair of J's. Never really been my style. I just like AF1s a lot. I'd love to get like a custom CRL pair of AF1s, or of Adidas too, like a custom artist to do a pair of Adidas. If you're out there and you do custom sneaker art and you want to get me a custom pair of 3 stripes, like, ooh, yeah, I would wear those. I'll put your name on everything. I'll pay a little bit of money too, probably, for those. But yeah, some custom 3-stripe Adidas would be fire. Where you get those glasses from? Iman, these are gooders. This is what I wear. These are my go-to glasses. I have like now I probably have. I mean, the number of boxes in this house are crazy, but I probably have like 8 or 10 pairs of sunglasses plus some pairs of the blue blockers as well. So I got a lot. What's your favorite show at the moment? I don't know. I mean, my wife and I are watching The Blacklist. I don't know if that's my favorite. How you start casting? Good question. How did I start casting? The entire story of how I started casting. I think maybe my entire professional story. I don't know how much of it I told. I don't know if I told the whole background with stand-up comedy and everything. But I did Rosé's podcast and told pretty much the entire story of getting the job for CRL. But maybe my entire career story is there. There's the link for you in chat to Rosé's podcast where you can get the full story. My boy sells expensive AF1s. Cool collection, yeah. I used to go to like sneaker blogs and stuff like that. I used to go to nicekicks.com and check out sneaker stuff all the time, but then I eventually grew up and now I have a kid and I can't waste money on sneakers. I need to watch Shark Tank. I've watched Shark Tank here and there. All right, next match should be up here in just a moment as soon as it comes out. We'll do it. And Rushbash, I understand that you're referencing my bit, but I'm not going to go. I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to hide that comment, but thank you very much for referencing the bit. It's a good one, of course. Have I watched Breaking Bad? Yes. I hated the first season and a half. The first season I really hated. I actually gave up watching it about like a season and a half into it and then came back to it and loved the second half of the show. But, oh, man. That show was difficult for me to watch. Let's see. What requires more skill, Clash Royale or Brawl Stars? Clash Royale, for sure. Watching The Blacklist also. I'm on Season 1, so no spoilers there, Abiram. Such a slow start. Yeah, the first season of Breaking Bad was brutal. Have I watched Mandalorian? Yes. The Office? No. I started watching The Office and I didn't like it. Yeah, but CR is definitely more skillful, I think. I think there's only a strong argument that CR is certainly more skillful than Brawl Stars. Brawl Stars is fun. Here we go. Bag finally making his... Why? That's not Bag. That's just Revel. We're supposed to be going to Bag's game. I don't know why we didn't. They had the Bag graphic come up. Supposed to be Bag versus CMC. CMC doesn't appear. Interesting. So maybe CMC's just dipping out. We'll find out. Who's your favorite YouTuber? I don't know if I really have a favorite YouTuber. I don't get to watch a ton of YouTube, guys. I'm kind of busy. You know what I mean? So I guess CMC might be dipping out. Let's see. Yeah, it might be a forfeit here. Sherlock Holmes BBC version is definitely top tier for sure. I see nice suggestion there, Sven. Let's see. Let me take a look at this. Aton. Let me go back here and see what the suggestion is, because I think there's someone talking about card levels, which is obviously a controversial topic. Yeah, no, you can't make matchmaking just about card levels. You really can't. Yeah, because then you'd have like someone who's can just have like level 1 cards but somehow have higher trophies than... I mean, unless they did... Okay, the only way that matchmaking... isn't it against code of conduct to say that you are your favorite YouTuber? I don't think so. I have no idea. Excuse me 1 second. Here's the reason why you can't make matchmaking off of card levels. The only way you could do it would be if you made it so that your number of trophies that you could gain was capped by card level, right? So like the only way you could make sense would be to prevent people who are level 8, for example, from being really able to push up reasonably into higher level trophies. So, if I'm into comedy, watch The Office. The first season is hard to sit through, but it gets god tier. I don't have time to sit through a bad first season, guys. I don't have time for that anymore. I used to. Not anymore. So I guess CMC is not coming. So let's go ahead and jump into our next matchup, AirSurfer and Brighton. Hello from Utah, USA. Emily in Paris is a fun TV show. Lewis, I'd heard that Emily in Paris is god-awful. It's like so overly memed. And Brighton just hitting a lot of emotes here against AirSurfer. Pre-game ritual for AirSurfer, or for Brighton, is talking to King Andy, one of his friends inside the game, and planning out decks. Interesting to see him going double bait here again. He said that if he did have to win, if he had to play a best of one for $1 million, he'd play log bait with Tesla. Do I have a Twitch account? Yes, but I rarely use it. Hey, Vincent, thank you very much for the $2 super chat, and thanks for hanging out. You've been super cool the last few days. I'm glad that we're getting to meet each other here in the world of Clash Royale streams. Bar Barrel picks that up easily. So far, Brighton in the lead, though, 1859, and a big breath there from the young man from Washington. Interesting note for Brighton. Brighton considers himself to be a 2v2 one-trick. He did not expect to qualify for this event because he spends so much time playing competitive 2v2. But he does want to say that today is going to be his last day as a competitor. So hopefully we get a good send-off here from Brighton. We'll see if he can take a win off of one of the best to ever play. Skeleton Barrel left-hand side gets pulled by the Goblin Cage. Barrel onto the right-hand side. And Brighton is miming the 0-7 here. And that's game number 1 for AirSurfer. So here we go. Brighton might go 0-7. We'll see if AirSurfer drops the hammer on him. And AirSurfer certainly playing at the level we'd expected in this section. Yeah, Brighton currently perfect record. Absolutely perfect. Sam calling for an E-Barb's Rage from Brighton. Rise Above, you went to UC Santa Cruz. Congratulations. I went to Santa Barbara. Ole, Gauchos. Is Vulcan out of Pro CR? Asks Rushab. Yes, Rushab. Vulcan no longer plays competitively, focusing primarily on school and things like that. A little bit of content creation, but Vulcan, very smart guy, and excited to see what he does next. Deck I use the most. This season, I'm alternating between minor wall breakers, and now I'm playing some GY Cannon Cart. We'll see what goes after what I do next. I don't really stay with the same deck for more than 1 or 2 seasons typically. Now, Elixir Golem, absolutely not. I do not play the Stinky Cheese here. Let's see. So AirSurfer Brighton right now. We'll see if Alaa versus Dread makes it on stream. Get a little water here as well. Rich, what level is your Golem? I think my Golem is max. I'm not sure. I think it's max. I have a lot of cards. A lot of cards that are maxed. Let me see. Hold on, I gotta forward a message to Mrs. Slaton. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 2. Is it still solid playing any P.E.K.K.A deck nowadays? I mean, I don't really play Golem. My RG is maxed. Hello from Utah, USA. Am I in top 1,000? No. Well, Bad Gamers League, I also might have just been ignoring the question on purpose. I don't ask your question again, and if I want to answer it, I'll answer it, and if not, then I won't. Some questions I just choose not to answer because I don't feel like answering them. And then I, try not to call out the question. But you've made your point. So go ahead, type your question in, and let's see if I even want to answer it. Let's go there. Dark Prince on the left-hand side for Brighton. AirSurfer looking like GY here. Is that Ter Stegen named Brighton? I don't know what that means now, but cool. I hope so, is the answer to your question there, Bad Gamers League. There you go. That's my answer. And there you go. A lot of people, so here's a quick note for me in questions, guys. A lot of people will ask questions that kind of have like, and that's not to say this is necessarily a negative connotation on questions, but to like have a, I guess, yeah, and it probably isn't a fair application here. Do I think Clash Royale will be relevant in a couple of years? I do hope so. Has a possibility to be. Yeah, I don't know why. I try to avoid questions that I think have a negative connotation. Do I have any kids? Yes, I do. I have a 2-year-old boy. King Tower activation there for AirSurfer. Are there any famous soccer players playing CR? No idea. AirSurfer is playing straight up spell cycle. It's hilarious here, though. 5-1. He's already qualified. Maybe trying to have some fun. Kasim and AirSurfer are both all the way through. It's been 5 years already and the biggest prize pool ever, so I hope so, says Vincent. Yeah, that's the thing about this year. This year, look at the prize pools, right? If we want to talk about like what Clash Royale is doing overall, CRL 2021 has a $1.6 million prize pool, and then also events like this one, right? Last year, the Bren Chong Cup, like the Bren Chong Cup Summer Edition had like a $3,000 prize pool. Now it has a $40,000 prize pool. Right, so I look at that, and that makes me think that there's a lot of opportunity for this game to do some really cool stuff as time goes on. Right? I mean, yeah, like of community tournaments, the last year's prize pools were like $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. The All-Stars event had a $30,000 prize pool, and this has a $40,000 prize pool. That's super cool. Hey, Chandler coming through with some $10, $10 dono for Torchies. And, dude, you know what? I promise you, I will use that on Torchies. Get myself maybe a Trashy. We'll see about that one, potentially. I like to go for the Wrangler, but with a little bit of sour cream. Or maybe just some basic breakfast burritos. Balloon into the left-hand side. NATO pulls it together. Nick Moylan saying, I know people are hating on CRL 2021. I think it's a great decision, and it'll be more fun to watch. You to root for specific players. Maybe. Look, CRL 2021, we'll find out as 2021 goes on, but I think that there's a lot of upside to what happens this year. And man, AirSurfer just locking this down. With this real dirty spell cycle deck. Well, I don't know if I'd call this a GG, because real dirty play. But Brighton with the 0-7 clap. and keeping his spirits high. Hey, Brighton, thank you very much for playing all your matches out. It can be definitely hard to be 0-6 and come out and keep playing, keeping the camera on. Mad respect for Brighton in this situation. Very, very happy to have him here at the tournament, and I wish you luck. If this is, in fact, your last competitive tournament, Brighton, I wish you luck in whatever comes next. How do you enter this? Kyle, this tournament is closed. It's already deep into the group stage. There were open qualifiers earlier at the end of December and the beginning of January. If you follow me on Twitter, you can often get information for future open qualifiers. Also follow Revel Amar. If you don't know who that is, that's Revel Amar. He's the Spanish caster and one of the organizers for this event. So things like the Bren Chong Cup, Moreno Cup, CWA Cup, all these are done by Revel and his team. So we hold open qualifiers for those ahead of time. Also, CRL 2021 is open if you can make that top 1,000 on ladder. So there you go. Best way to get tar off your feet, says Rise Above. Sunscreen, mayo, or I just let it ride, dude. That's true Santa Barbara style. Let that tar ride, dog. Can you explain how CRL works? Brian Bravo, make top 1,000 ladder. There's the link in the chat. If you want to know more about how CRL 2020 works, all the information is there in chat at that link right there. I also linked it in the description, I believe, and if I didn't, I will add it to the description. Let me go ahead and take a look right now. In fact, let me look at the description right here and see if it's in there. Here you go. You know what? I'll add it to the description at the moment. Give me 1 second here. Let me copy that. Let me throw that right in there. Boom. That's in the description now. So you guys can use that, which will be helpful. But yeah, basically make top 1,000 ladder is essentially the whole thing. Is the No-Tilt Worlds in 2 days? I have no idea what's going on with No-Tilt Worlds. I haven't spoken to anybody about that, really. I have been helping Team Israel get ready for it. I'm very excited for that. They should be getting their jerseys very soon. But other than that, I don't really know much about what's going on with No-Tilt Worlds. I should hit up the No-Tilt guys, see what's happening there. Although I can't keep this I'm casting too much. I'm definitely casting too much. This has been fun. But oh boy, I got other things to do. Let's go ahead and jump into just the victory picture. I guess we're throwing a Brighton victory pick out there. There you go. If you have 6.7k trophies, you're already top 1k. For now, I think. Grilled chicken or barbecue chicken? Interesting question. Interesting question. Brian saying that fire spirits are underrated. Psych, are you from Israel? No, just Jewish. Have a lot of Israeli friends, and I'm helping the Clash Royale team get on their feet. Best way to put it. Golem Fire Spirits, questionable deck, and interesting. Yeah, the most famous Golem Fire Spirits moment was actually in CRL 2018. I've only ever seen one outplay with Golem, and I know I'm a Golem hater, and I'm not going to apologize for it. And it was Royal playing Golem in CRL 2018. He predicted he'd be up against Royal Hogs, played Golem high on the right-hand lane, baited the Royal Hogs to the left-hand side, and hit them hard with Fire Spirits. It was really, really cool, and it was one of the few outplays that I've ever seen with Golem. So here we are. It's Bag versus Kasim. Let me go ahead and check. This is scheduled to be the last match of the day. Let's see if that's the case. I don't know if we actually are on the last match of the day. Oh, this is the last match of the day, guys. A shortened broadcast. If you haven't yet, hit that sub. Bag currently at 4-2. I'm checking on something. Because Bag's at 4-2. If Bag wins this, he guarantees his way in. If he loses this, he opens the door for Parker. And I don't know what the result was of Parker versus Bag. And Bag, of course, running crazy bag stuff, because he's Bag. Bag running crazy bag things. And you gotta love it. Omotayo saying, hit the like button. It's free and won't kill you. It is free and it won't kill you. That's an accurate assessment there. Do appreciate the support there. Omotayo, I don't get that aggro, but you are right. It won't kill you. I've never known anyone who hit a like button and then died because of it. That's an accurate way to put it. General NPP saying snipe. Yeah, that's Bag's whole game plan. Bag believes that he is capable of winning no matter what. So he goes and goes hard. So guys, now that we are in the last match of the day, let's check this out. So I'm going to show you how they actually come. So I'm actually going to take them out of the bag on camera. Here we go. So here's the bag. It's obviously it's keen out here. But here are the new bad boys. Whoa. You can see the plastic still on them. Take the plastic off. Get you guys a nice clean look here on the new hotness. What is that? Is that pizza? Yeah, these are called the Passion of the Crust is the name of these ones. Gooder always has fun with their names. And you can check that out. Boom. The pizzas. Let's go throw the pizzas on here at the end. Right. Look at those. Those are fire. Let's go ahead and game number 2. Bar barrel to the right-hand side for Kasim. This is a big one because Parker beat Bag 2-1. So if Bag loses this, he opens the door for Parker to slide on through. And it's possible that if Bag loses to Kasim and then CMC doesn't show up, that Parker just slides right past Bag into the North American Championships. Into the North American Finals. We'll see. Wondering if maybe Bag's running freeze here. I wonder why Splash isn't prevalent in the meta when there are so many cards that clump together. Zappies, Lavaloon, Royal Recruits, Royal Hogs, the list goes on. I'll be wrong. I think that Splash cards are very popular, just not Splash Yard specifically. Rise Above saying, how much longer is Bren Chong Cup 2 going on for? Today is day 6 of the group stage. We have 2 more days of the group stage, and then we are done with the group stage. The last few days of January will be the regional finals, where we will find the top 3 from the NA, EU, Latin America, and Asia regions. And those top 3s will all move on to the championships, which will be in the middle of February, February 12th to 14th. Is the game sound really quiet? I can turn the game sound up, maybe a little bit, just a tad. So here you go, Kasim running Splash Yard. And, oh, CMC did show up. He and Parker are currently playing, and CMC is leading 1-0. Graveyard in for Kasim on the right-hand side. Kasim playing some defense on the right-hand side, and Bag going with this P.E.K.K.A. GY Mother Witch deck. Very interesting. Graveyard in, Poison working on defense. But that's going to be it. GG, well played. Bag gets a 2-0. And Bag comes in at 5-2. And that's going to be your top 4, guys. We have the top 4 all selected. GG. Well played. Oh, should have come here. I'll turn the game sound up for next time, I guess. I've had it. It's hard to balance the game sound a bit, so make sure like it doesn't overwhelm the commentary. But game sound up, and yeah, Bag does qualify. So does Bag study his opponents very well? Yes, he does. Bag is someone who does a lot of research, and Bag and I talked a bit. I talked to a lot of the players before today's matchups. Bag talked about how he plays homemade decks and doesn't test them before because he's confident in his deck building ability and know how it will function. So he kind of just makes whatever he feels like and makes what he thinks is good for the matchup. And here we go. A little bit extra here for you, Parker and CMC. Here's the end of Parker versus CMChugh. CMChugh up 1-0 right now. Rogerio Lopez saying Bag is not qualified. Well, Bag's top 4. 5-2 guarantees him a top 4 spot, so that should be a qualification as far as I'm aware. Unless something else is coming up that I don't know about. And Parker going mirror now. I think Parker probably knows that Bag won, maybe? Or is he actually just going for this? Skarmy comes in right behind. Snowball on the Skarmy. And that's a lot of damage on the right-hand side. Fireball in. Spear gets picked up, but CMC in trouble. Mirror is almost undefeated. Yep, good point. GG, well played. Parker wins game number 2. We're going to game number 3. I'll stay with this because someone was saying that maybe the Bag hadn't qualified, but I believe that Bag is in. Very curious. Devinder Singh is saying Bag is a beast. I watched him on Twitch one time, and his thought process and strategy before going into matches is insane, crazy if I say so myself. Yeah, he's definitely focused in that way. Lightning Champ, that's a pretty big accusation, but if you have evidence, go ahead and send it to Revel. But who knows? Guys, you can follow me on Quality Lenses. Oh, these lenses are fire, dude. Look at these bad boys. Look at these bad boys. Let's get in tight. Look at these bad boys. My camera's kind of far away. Hey, look at those. Come on. Are those not legit? Are those not fire? I can't wait for you guys to see the last pair, Mrs. Slaton's pair. That I have not yet been able to. You call them the dragon? Oh, those guys look like hardened lava. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Why aren't you playing? Why aren't I playing in this? You guys do know I'm mediocre at best, right? The coloring is dope. Yeah, Jonathan, I agree. Very curious to see how Bag performs once we get into the regional finals. Let me ask one thing. I'm not sure what's happening with the other stream. So I'm checking with League Ops right now to see if we are done. This is the last game. Okay, last game coming up here in just a moment. And then we will be finished. I wish I had your mustache as Bloody Bones. Well, just be dope. And then you'll have a dope mustache. That's how it works, right? This is a great pregame for tonight's UFC card. Yeah, Angmar, I'm excited for that one. Although I just realized yesterday that my whole life, or my whole adult life where I've been watching the UFC, pay-per-views have always been at 7 p.m., but now that I'm in Central Time, they don't start until 9, which is kind of good because baby boy Slaton will be asleep by then. So it's like a 50-50. I have to stay up later for them, but also my kid goes to sleep before they start. So it's like, kind of cool either way. Waiting on last game here. It should be with us in just a moment. Guys, if you want to watch LATAM, just go right from this to LATAM to the UFC. There's the link in the chat for Cashman's Twitch stream, which is where you can find all the LATAM stuff. The final day of Asia's group will go up tomorrow morning. For those of you who've been trying to watch the Asia replays, the day 8 of the Asian group stage will go up tomorrow. And there you'll have it. Then you'll have all of Asia and NA and EU. Here we go, the final game of the day. Tied up 1-1, Parker and CMC. Imagine in Europe, 5 a.m. main event. Well, it happens. And CMC just letting it go. Well, this is a good final game. Well, the return of CMChugh certainly lived up to all expectations, didn't it, folks? Oh, banned card. Well, that'll do it. Parker wins. Now, let's wait for the final standings. We'll have that in a minute. Used a banned card to start. Oh, yeah. Snow Tayo with a CM. See you later. Yeah, there you go. Nice work. Well, that was quick. That was unique. That was the thing that happened. That did happen, in case you were curious. If you were wondering, did it happen? That did happen. Bruh, what a thing to do. Yeah, that's how we wrap up a great day in Group B. We should have our standings here in a minute. We're waiting on those from League Ops and from production. So we'll see. Wait, is the stream done? Yeah, James Anderson, shortened day today because we started so late. We had more off-stream matches today than normal. Hey, Hypnotic, thanks very much for stopping by. Do appreciate it. Who uses a banned card? That guy, apparently. CMChugh. Oh, these are good. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming if you got good ones. Finally got to a live one. Oh, James Anderson. Well, don't you worry. We're back again tomorrow, and then no, not but tomorrow we're off. There's nothing tomorrow. We're back Monday and then Tuesday. There you go. That's what's up. Let's see. Waiting on the standings. They should come in soon. I need to let Gooder know that I need to tell them I got these sunglasses because they sent me so much cool stuff. I got some pins as well. This thing is good. I mean, you can't even see it because of the green screening. It like totally keys out, which is actually kind of fire, to be honest. But this, I think, let's open it up. I think. Oh, wait, here's the standings. And here we go. AirSurfer finishes off at 6-1, taking first place in the group. Bag, Alaa, and Kasim all at 5-2. Parker misses by just a hair here at 4-3. A winning record. I think the second player so far that on my streams between NA and EU to have a winning record but not qualify. Dread at 2-5. CMC at 1-6, and Brighton at a clean 0-7. To end this thing. Man, Parker, winning record doesn't make it. That is absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal indeed. Very well played for Parker overall. He talked about needing to work on his versatility, so maybe learn some lessons here to help him get ready for CRL this year. The LATAM stream link is both in the chat and in the description below. So go ahead and if you want to check out the LATAM stream with Cashman later, that's how you find it. Let's see. Vincent. I don't know about that. I don't want to cast any aspersions myself. Brighton, I loved your attitude, man. Thank you very much for participating. Very, very cool. Do I have a master's degree? No, just a bachelor's degree. Just a regular. Mrs. Slaton has a master's degree. She actually has 2 master's degrees. Mrs. Slaton's all educated up. I was going to go to law school and then discovered that telling jokes was way more fun and started doing that. Jokes and commentary and all that stuff. Loving those sunglasses. Please link. Dread. Great call there.
Bren Chong Cup is back.
Hold on.
With an incomparable prize pool of $40,000 and open to everyone. The competition will be divided into 4 regions: North America, Asia, Latin America, and Europe, and also in 4 stages. The second will be the regional group stage.
There you go. There's your link.
Starting
Guys,
on January
that's
9,
it for
the
me. You
16
can hear the thing
players
playing
from each
behind
region
me.
coming
I'll be
from the
back in 2
qualifiers
days
will
with Group
advance
C.
to the group
Subscribe
stage,
to this thing.
where they will test their
Do that
potential
stuff. Do that
against
stuff.
16 players from the Clash
As always, be
Royale
excellent to
Elite.
each other. I'm Rich Slaton. This is the most fun place for CR Esports.
These 32 players from each region will be divided into 4 groups of 8, and in a round-robin format, they will fight to advance to Phase 3. The regional finals will take place from January 28 to 31 and will feature the 16 best classified from each continent. A single elimination bracket will determine the 3 representatives of each region. We will have a world final of the Bren Chong Cup for the first time, where it will be decided who is the best player on the planet. We will have live streamings in many languages: English, Chinese, Japanese.